Good morning, my friends. I'm such a storyteller, right? I told you I was going to post Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Have I done that? No, I haven't. Okay, take it to your room, okay? What I want to talk to you this morning about this book, okay? It's The Lost Discipline That Will Change Your Life, and it's called Prayer. And the list price on this book, it come from Half Price Books, was $7.99, and I got it at a resale shop for 50 cents. So I'm so excited about that. And Coda's over there. I'm going to try not to look at her, okay? So I just want to tell you the introduction of this book says, Lord, teach us to pray. And I don't want to make that a difficult thing. I don't know how to say it, but you know, every time I've taught a Sunday school class or a children's church, I try to make them understand that when you pray, you just talk to God. But when someone says, could you lead us in prayer? You know, some people tend to freeze up. But it's just talking to God, whether you're in a congregation with, 200 people, or whether you're in a classroom with 5 or 6 people. When you're praying, you're just talking to God, and you don't have to do it special, and you don't even have to have any special words. And Jesus would see the people praying and making a big spectacle of themselves. And he says those prayers are for other people to see. They're not touching God's heart. That's why our prayers don't mean to be big and these extra big words that some people want to throw in them. Our prayers need to be simple, and they need to speak right to God. And Jesus prayed all the time. And the disciples were amazed at Jesus and his prayers. And they said, Lord, teach us to pray. And, at one point he gave the Lord's Prayer. And this is how you pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Start with letting God know you're talking to him. But I don't want to... So many of y'all probably have so much better prayer lives than I have. I pray from daylight to dark, but I don't have a prayer closet. Oh my goodness, guys, here come the guineas. I'm so sorry. I thought I would sit on the front porch and y'all could see the rain and see a few of the flowers. I didn't know the guineas were going to come and talk to you also. Anyway, now I've lost my train of thought, and Coda Bear's done gone off into the carport through the rain, and we just got her cough to go away. But I'm thankful that when I grew up, that I was in GAs, and a lot of you that are my age, you will remember maybe going to GAs in your own I had to give the dolls a go whack. Going to GAs in your own church, and that was Girls Auxiliary. And you gained steps with each thing. You started out as a lady in waiting, I think. Then you were a maiden, and maybe you were a princess. I can't remember the exact steps because, guys, we're going to say that's been about 60 years ago. But the Bible tells us to hide God's word. If we don't have words hidden in our heart, what happens at the spur of the moment when you need a prayer to hit the situation, and when you can just kind of recall a verse real quick, whether it's "Hence thee behind me, Satan," whatever little verses you can remember and hide them in your heart. And that way when the problem comes up, we can recall a verse. And I'm thankful for all that I was taught. in my girls auxiliary class, and I'm thankful. Um, she's passed on now, but her name was Miss Ida McLean, and she lived in Spurger, Texas. And at the time, I mean, I loved her just like you loved your Sunday school teacher and your GA teacher. But now I would have more love for her because now I have a bigger respect for her and an appreciation for her for all that she taught me. And guys, there's nothing, and I hope some of you have been through it, when you're ready to take that next step, whatever it is, and you have to go before a review board and they ask you questions and you're so nervous and you're praying so hard, and then they give you that badge, and it could always be put in some of the happiest times of my life. Just the joy of knowing I had completed that one step and ready to move to the next one. And I don't know, when we moved from Texas to California, there was so much that we couldn't take. And all of my GA badges and my sashes and certificates and everything like that got left behind. So I don't have anything like that to look back on now. But I'm thankful that I was able to keep every keepsake that Kim or Tina or Daniel or Lessier did. And also I have things from Buddy, and I had things from Dustin. I have Dustin's first little football glove. I have one of the first shirts that Dustin played Little League in. Also have one from Buddy. Got Dustin's old, Daniel's old ag jacket, just things like that kids want to look back on. And I would love to look back on some of my GA sashes and my badges and remember those happy times. But I just was so happy with this little book that I got for 50 cents. And hopefully it's going to improve my prayer life. I don't consider myself, you know, there's some people in church, you know, you have a problem, you say, oh, take it to Sister so-and-so, because they know she's a prayer warrior. And sometimes I don't think I'm a strong enough prayer warrior. I pray. If y'all ask me to pray, I'll pray for you 3 or 4 times a day, every time that person pops into my mind. And I want to get to the point where I take my stool and I sit in a little space that I used to have a little prayer bench, and I would sit at the foot of my bed and lean over on my bed and pray. But when we had the flood, poof, it took my prayer bench away. But you know, I've got so many stools. There's no reason. I have no reason that I can't shut my door, sit on I have a little white stool now that we take with us every time we do puppets. I could sit on that, lean over on the end of my bed where it's quiet, and just talk to God, like in a deep conversation. And I hope some of y'all know what I mean by that, because we had a good prayer time at church this past Sunday. And of course, I can't go to the altar and kneel down, because for one thing, I can't kneel down. And if somebody was to help me kneel down, then I would need help getting up. So I choose just to sit at my pew and then lean over with my head resting on the other pew, and maybe raise my hands if I feel like it. But you know, we had so many people that went to the prayer altar, and some of them didn't even kneel down. You know, they just stood there and prayed and worshiped and talked to God. But when I found this book, you know, the lost discipline, and you know, in the Old Testament, you were supposed to pray 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. And that little song that we sing for Daniel, you know, bold Daniel was a man of prayer. He prayed 3 times a day. And I'm thinking, wow, you know, Jesus taught us to pray all day long. I don't know why I still have my glasses on. Jesus taught us to pray all day long about everything. So when I get up in the morning, sometimes my prayer might be, oh Lord, my hip hurts just a little bit. And hi Coda. And or it may be something like, Jesus, I didn't wake up at all during the night. I'm so thankful. So a prayer doesn't have to be the same thing or repetitive. If you can't think of anything to say the Lord's Prayer. Sing the Lord's Prayer, because sometimes things are, they're easier to remember if you sing them. No. Sorry about that, guys. There's a child in the house. Yeah, well, she got here late this morning. She got here at 6:30 instead of 5:30, so Gina and I got to sleep an extra hour. So that was fun. Anyway, that's what I just want you to know, that prayer doesn't have to be an elaborate thing. Some of the sweetest prayers I've ever heard in church are from ladies that just pray for people's family and pray that God will bless their family. And some of the ladies, like, we don't go to Sunday school now. I don't know why we don't go to Sunday school. I'm ashamed to say that, but when we did go to Sunday school, some of the sweetest prayers you would hear were from the ladies, because there was nothing big about it. They were just all so humbling. I don't know, just throwing that in there. Not that I think a woman prays, let me try to put this right, she prays closer to home, where a man prays out here. I think a lady prays here, and because she has more emotions, I feel like she's able to pray really what's in her heart. Because I don't think a man would, well, sometimes he doesn't have the same things in his heart that a lady does. So I like to hear women pray. I don't know, I just think they touch God more. And I think, when I think of a prayer warrior, I always think of Sister so-and-so, you know. I don't ever think of Brother so-and-so. So, I don't know. That's just my own opinion. But I'm excited about this book. And I guess if I was going to have a scripture for you, it would be the Lord's Prayer. And because when the disciples asked Jesus, how do we pray? And that's the example that he gave them. Anyway, guys, I hope y'all have had a good week. One of my prayers is to get on a schedule. I cannot schedule myself. And I hate that well, I don't hate it. I don't hate anything. I don't like the feeling when the day's over and I haven't done anything that I felt should be done that day. Some of my most important things. But I don't know, guys. I love you all so much, and I want to talk to you. And then I start talking so long, and some of you say, you could have talked longer. And I guess I could have. But in my mind, I think to myself, you've done gotten off track. You're done rambling. You're done starting to talk on something else you didn't even start to talk on. And maybe that's the devil. I don't know. Maybe y'all like to hear a rambling lady just kind of spill her guts. I don't know. I'll tell you, I'm sitting on a plane. I'll tell anybody my life story if they look at me. Hi, do you know I have 4 children and so many grandchildren and so many grandchildren, and I haven't flown, and you know, you just give them your life story, and that's what I am. And sometimes I feel like people are saying, I wish you'd just shut up and sometimes we need to learn to be quiet too, you know, be quiet and just think on God and think on good things. But I will. I'm the kind of person, if you ask me a question, man, I'm gonna tell you my life story before I finally give you whatever answer to the question that you ask me. But I enjoy sitting and talking with y'all. And sometimes I think, oh, I have so much I want to say. And then I look at the camera and I start noticing, oh my goodness, well, that's sticking up. And I got these bags. And before you know it, I'm done on how I look and things. So I'm not really used to used to that yet. I'm getting better. I think you'll all agree that I am getting much better. Okay, so I guess you saw me in the video. I went with Kim yesterday. We went to Lester's, had a good visit with him. We took little Coda with us, and she takes off running down his hill, and I can't run. I can run a little better if I didn't have on flippies, but I took off running after her, and she's just flying down that hill. And I saw one of those big ostriches, but it was on the other side of the fence. But I said, Coda, stop, there's a big bird. And she made this circle and come back up that hill so fast. And it was so adorable. Anyway, we had a good time visiting with him yesterday. We weren't there for long, maybe an hour, and it was nice. And we are enjoying this rain, and I don't know where y'all are. If you need it, if you're in Texas, you can use all the rain you can get right now. And, well, in December, Kim and I and Levi are going to be taking a trip to Georgia. We're finally going to make our trip to Helen. And I'm so excited about that. And we are going to get there during the Christmas season, which is what Kim wanted. And we've got a couple of other things we're going to see. But we're going to stay 2 nights there in Helen. So I'm so excited about that. And we are going to make it a road trip. We're not going to fly. We are going to make it a road trip. So that's exciting too. I just hope for good weather. And I've already ordered me. I don't have anything that's long sleeve except for sweatshirts. So in my mind, I think if I wear a sweatshirt and I have to put a jacket on over it, I'm going to be so uncomfortable because, you know, I do not like to be bundled up. And then I thought, well, I could go ahead and buy me 4 shirts, and they will be light, so when I put my jacket on, I'll still sort of have a freedom in my clothes. Does that make sense? To some of y'all, that will make sense. To some of you, you'll think like that little nurse did, that I'm OCD and got some severe problems, which I probably do. Anyway, I have a good jacket. I've still got the jacket. I bought it for when we went to Colorado. So I don't know how cold it's going to be in Helen, Georgia, but I got these neat little t-shirts with a little split right here, and they're long sleeve. They're so soft, and they were only $8.99 a piece at Walmart. So I got a blue and an orange. No, I'm sorry. I got a green and an orange and a light gray and a dark gray. And I'll still need a couple of shirts, but I'll just finish that off with maybe a couple of my lighter sweatshirts. Oh, please stop that. I have dog problems and little girl problems when I start filming because my dogs love to be where I am. And guys, you don't know, but Kippy acts like he's my best friend now. I don't know where that's coming from, but I saw him chewing my comforter. Oh, I want to tell you about that. And I spanked his little nose. I said, no chewing, no chewing. He has not chewed again. Maybe he needed a little nose spanking all that time because he has not chewed anything else since then. And he sleeps with me every night. So, guys, I wanted a comforter for my bed. I have these beautiful quilts, you know, and we don't use top sheets. I don't know why we don't use top sheets, but I have always used cotton quilts. And maybe that's what I did when I was growing up. I can't really remember. But it took Papa a long time after we got married. You know, where's the sheet? I don't use sheets. well, what are we're going to cover with these quilts, because they're nice soft cotton quilts, and that's what I've always done. So anyway, I get cold at night now, and I like to sleep cold in a cold room, but I like it to be warm. So I went to Amazon and Marketplace, Amazon and Walmart, and comforters were so expensive just for the comforter, not for the whole set. And they were 30, 40, 50 and on up. And I thought, well, shooty woot, I better look at Goodwill. So guys, I got the most beautiful comforter at Goodwill for $9.99. And it's a full queen. And it just looks so pretty. It doesn't lay on my bed, I just fold it. But then there was another one. There was only 2 comforters there. And there was another one, blue, like a navy blue, and then the reverse side was blue and white stripes. So, you know, when I do the futon bed out for the girls or for Lex, I like to put a blanket on the bottom. So when I saw that other comforter, I thought, oh, this is going to, you know, it's it's, what's that word? It's stuffed. It's, I don't know, it's puffy. That's a good word, it's puffy. So then I brought them both home and I washed them, and oh, mine is so awesome, and I can sleep so warm at night. And the other one, I just tied it up with a little bungee cord and keep it on the shelf, so when I open the bed for the girls or for Lex, I'll put that real fluffy comforter on the bottom, and I just feel like it looks so cozy when they're sleeping in there. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that. Don't pay $40, $50 for a comforter. Check out your Goodwill. Somebody said, they told me that they have a Salvation Army store. We don't have one of those here, but I love Goodwill. And Coda gets all of Carly's hand-me-downs. Shirts is what we go through most. So I told Dustin that I got Carly a whole bunch of shirts. And he goes, oh, well, that's awesome. I said, yeah, I got them at Goodwill. And he said, okay. And there, all these little shirts were $1.99. So I was like, 5T. Every 5T shirt I come to, I ended up with her about 6 little shirts. So now, even though I only have her once a day, once a week, I've got a shirt that she can put on, and she loves clothes. And got them all washed up, and I've started washing with Gain, with Febreze, I think, or something, not Febreze. Yeah, Febreze. Anyway, guys, if you haven't tried it, it smells so good. And I love to smell my clothes after they've been washed. And I'm always been a Tide user. I don't like, there's a couple of things I won't go bargain on. And I will not use the generic stuff for washing my clothes. I've always used Tide. But now I have changed to this Gain with Febreze because it smells so good. And then what else? I only like Dawn dish soap because I feel like I'm wasting money by squirting. So I won't use anything except Dawn. And Papa has a coffee. We drink instant coffee here, and we'll only drink Taster's Choice. And I'm thinking that's about the only thing. Everything else, if I can get a generic, I'm going to use a generic. But those 3 things for sure, we don't cut any corners on, because I think in the long run you spend more money. But that's my opinion. That's coming from the lady that uses paper plates every day, including Sunday lunch. So, also plastic cups. Big stack of red ones. Just sit there on the bar next to the paper plates. Because I do not like to wash a whole lot of dishes. Papa said the other day, he was washing dishes, he says, how do we get so many spoons? And I said, well, Coda will have at least 3 little ice cream cups a day. She opens the fridge, and she gets her a spoon. If she has 2, she'll get another spoon and throw that one in the sink. And so we end up with oodles and oodles of spoons at the end of the day. So it was real easy to explain that to him. But guys, we're starting my closet. I'm so excited about that. I'm not a very good filmer, or I would take this right in and show you the bare wall. I've got it all dust free, and we've already got a hole. Dogs, please don't hit me again. Kim said sometimes if I'm not looking right into the camera, I have a turkey neck. And I thought, well, she wouldn't say that to me unless it's the truth. So now you're all probably looking at my neck. So I'm going to sit like this so I'll do the rest of this video. Oh no, here come the guineas back. Okay guys, I'm going to close now. I love you so much. So far on YouTube, I have 5,000 followers. But now I want to remind you that on Facebook, I had 11,000 followers. I was so proud, 11,000 followers. So if I can build that 5,000 up on YouTube to 11,000 like I had on Facebook, then I'm going to be so excited. So if there's anything you like about my video, share. And if you're sharing it, say this lady doesn't always talk this long, but sometimes she gets on a roll. Because I really would, you know, when I was on Facebook, I thought if I could just get 10,000 followers, I would be so excited. And when you know that there's 10,000 people out there watching you sit on your porch and talk, try to make it all Jesus-centered. But I know you like to hear a little bit about our lives too. So, so my goal is to hit that 11,000 mark on YouTube. And I have almost 5,000. So I'm about 6,000 people short, guys, if y'all can help me out on that somehow. So, okay, next video I'm going to tell you about these shoes that I bought. And if any of you have trouble, someone asked me not long ago what kind of shoes did I wear, like on my trips and things. And I sent them a link to these Skechers. To these New Balance that I always wear. But guys, I have found some awesome shoes. I will show you and I will demonstrate that for you tomorrow morning. I hope tomorrow's Saturday. And I hope I can keep my my schedule. I just got to. It's like prayer. You're making you need to discipline yourself on prayer, and I need to discipline myself on my daily schedule because it basically runs the same. Those dogs have hit my thing so many times, and I'll shake. So I hope that doesn't make anybody nervous or what's the other word, or having anxiety. Kim said she was swinging once while she was talking, and a couple of people said, I couldn't watch you swinging back and forth. It was making me so dizzy. So every once in a while I try to rock in my chair, and I think, don't rock, because it might make somebody dizzy or something. Okay, guys, I love you all. I'm going to do what Ellie does, and I want to remember this too. I want to say, your friend Gigi, out.